No drunk drivers! No drunk drivers. Happy birthday, son. 5 years old. 5 years old. Time sure flies. I decided to do this video in honor of my son, for one, but also I wanted to talk about some of the things that would be able to help someone should they find themselves in a position similar to mine. It doesn't have to be exact or whatnot, but unfortunately, since drunk driving really has not been addressed, there are no new laws or anything like that to prevent such tragedy from occurring. You all may find yourself in a position like me. This video, I'm going to go into, I guess, I don't want to say a step-by-step, no particular order, but these are some things that will help you along the way should you find yourself in a position like me. These are things that, in hindsight, if I would have done, I would have been further along. I probably would have accomplished everything I set out to do. But I don't have no regrets. Everything's a learning experience. And so I'm just passing this knowledge down to you all. Some of these topics may be a little uncomfortable, but it's reality nonetheless. So in honor of my son, I'm going to present to you keys to success. If you want to get something off the ground, you find yourself in a similar type tragedy or whatnot. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get it started. Take advantage of all media platforms. I say this because time flies, right? And everybody's busy. Everybody has things that they're already obligated to do, things of that nature, right? Take advantage of all media platforms because, and I had to learn this the hard way, you may be the hot topic when it happens, but just like heat, it's going to subside. There's going to be other stuff that go on in the news that's going to take attention away from your situation. People are going to move along. Some people are going to lose interest, etc., etc. So you have to strike while the iron is hot. You have to. That is the only way you're going to get the word out, and it'll give you a great boost in notoriety, which can be translated into, I don't want to say power, but I would say influential. It'll increase the power of influence because you'll have the numbers behind you. And I know, like I said, if you're in this situation such as me, one of the mistakes that I made was thinking that, yeah, I'm experiencing it, but the viewer, they see it, but they're not actually experiencing it. So it's priority in your life, but it's not necessarily priority in other people's lives. That is a tough pill, but it's the truth. So when the media comes, utilize all media platforms to your advantage. Take control of the narrative. Trust me, it'll be very, very helpful in your journey. Follow your gut instinct. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. There's going to be a lot of people coming your way. It's going to be people, strangers, people who you haven't talked to in a long time. You're already going to have friends and family. Everybody's going to be in your ear. You must follow your gut, right? Seek counsel. Seek counsel. People who maybe have already have experience in these matters. You take all that information and you have to do what you think is best. That way, you're not looking back with regrets, because all that's going to do is compound the pain and all these other emotions that come along with dealing with such tragedy. Do what's best for you. This one is very, very critical. Do what's best for you. I say that because in these instances, everybody's attached to somebody. Nobody came on this earth by themselves. So everybody has a mother, everybody has a father. No matter their relationship, you still had a mother and a father. Probably had friends, you're gonna have family, etc., etc. Their bond is their bond or whatnot, but that's not necessarily you, right? So everybody's gonna come with their own perspective, respectfully, and as they should, because that's all they know is their perspective. So they're gonna talk to you about things that from their perspective, it'll work out best for you. But you have to do what's best for yourself. There is nobody else who is going to take the reins or lead in whatever situation. You may have some favorable actions that come from that, but as far as what's absolutely best for you, more than likely, that's not going to come from anybody else. That's only going to come from you. You know yourself the best. You know what you can handle. You know what you cannot handle. Therefore, it's you are the one with the heaviest burden. You cannot please everybody. I know it's a tough pill, and I know you will have some uncomfortable conversations. Some folks will get overzealous. Mind you, most people don't have experience in these matters. So people are just acting out of emotion. And most of the time it's from love. Nobody's really doing anything out of malice intent or anything of that nature. But they're not you. They're not experiencing the same, whatever you're going through, they're not experiencing that. And because of that, you have to do what's best for you, because that is also part of the healing. You do not want to compound the pain by trying to appease everyone else while you're stuck suffering in silence or suffering by yourself because you did not follow, like I said before, what was in your gut, what was in your heart, what you think is best, right? There's nothing wrong with educating yourself, either by reaching out to others, seeking counsel, reading books, even studying other people's, I guess you can say, their testimonies or whatnot, because there's a lot of footage of that as well. You can do that. Take all of that information. There's nothing wrong with listening, hearing people out, listening to what they have to say, and see how it can apply to your goal. But ultimately, it should be your decision. Make it your decision, right? Even if you have to get uncomfortable, make it your decision. And I'm telling you, that will help in the healing process. There's one thing, and I know for me personally, I can live with failure, but failing, if I did not do it the way I thought was best and what I really feel what was best, and I just took somebody else's advice and I did it their way and it failed, it's going to hit differently. I'm telling you, it's going to hit differently. So do what's best for you, right? Do what's best for you. Get others involved. Network. So with anything that you're trying to pursue in life, most of the time, it's very difficult to do it on your own, right? Very difficult to do it on your own. Most successful people, they have reached out, they have read books, they sought counsel, they're all these different avenues, right? Rubbing, you hear it in the old school terminology, rubbing shoulders and things of that nature. Yes, that's truth. And that can be applied with anything that you're pursuing or attempting to achieve or attempting to accomplish. You have to get others involved. There are people that you can utilize as a resource, that they are professionals in these different avenues, right? And you all can form one big old brain trust or brainstorming, things of that nature, because they're already plugged in areas that you're trying to ingratiate yourself with. They're already plugged in. So you can help them out and they can help you out. But doing it on your own, trust me, it's going to be very difficult. Virtually impossible. Anybody says that they accomplish all these major things on their own, they're probably lying. They blowing smoke up there, you know, you know what, right? And there's nothing wrong with networking. It's actually a great thing. You should do that anyway, in all phases of life. But yes, network, get others involved. Get others involved. See if they're serious. You know, you have your little feelers or whatnot. You're gonna have your, I don't want to say it in the wrong way, but some people are there for the ride, the long ride, and some people are there for the short ride. So it's going to be up to you to determine how you distinguish between or identify who's who. And time is normally one of the factors that you can utilize to your advantage. You'll see. In time, you'll see who's real about it and who's going to fade away. And it doesn't make them your enemy just because they fade out. It's just reality. Not everybody's cut to pursue something as this or what you may be pursuing. Not everybody's cut from that cloth, right? So you just have to surround yourself with the right people. And they will show and they will identify themselves. So people who help me out along the way, I salute. You know who you are. There's too many to name. Too many to name, but yes, networking. Thick skin. Thick skin. You must have thick skin. Mind you, you're going to be asked to talk about something, probably your worst moment in life. And you're going to be asked to repeat the story over and over and over and over again. And then one more time after that. That part I struggled with, not because I don't have thick skin, but I didn't realize how the media game works. Because they're there only because of this tragedy. They don't care about your personal interests or whatever you're trying to do. They're there to cover the story, and so they can do whatever their job requires or whatever agenda that they have. They're there for their agenda, not yours. It is up to you to, all right, you're here for your agenda, but I'm here for mine. Figure out a way how you all can work together, right? But that thick skin, you're going to be asked to talk about this tragedy. You're going to be asked to talk about it over and over again. If that's something that, if you're really serious about pursuing something as serious as I was, and still am to a certain extent, I'll never give up on it. I just have to figure some stuff out. Yeah. But you must have thick skin. People are going to be inquiring about you. They're going to be inquiring about details. And those are the things that is sparking their interest, right? That's what's sparking their interest. It's not you. It's not you. You have to move your ego to the side and know that as long as you have their interest, you can utilize that to your advantage. But the only way to sustain that interest, you got to give the people what they want. That's just the way of the beast. That's just the way it is. So if that's something that you are interested in pursuing, you must have thick skin. That's going to be one of your challenges. Act swiftly. Folks' attention span is short. Social media, news, whatever it is, everybody has their things they do in day-to-day life. You must act swiftly. And I'll use my case as an example. During that time, right, my head is spinning. I got all kind of thoughts in my head and things that I wanted to do, trying to handle whatever emotions, keep that in check while still going on with your day-to-day life. You still have your job and all this other stuff going on. But time always moves forward, never backwards. Don't think that you have this unlimited amount of time in order to get what you're trying to do or get your message across. You know, as I said earlier, take advantage of all media platforms. But you must act swiftly. And like I said, I'll use my story as an example. And there were many other things, but the things that stuck out, I remember I think her name was Vanessa Gillian, the soldier that was murdered, and there was some foul play involved. I remember, I want to say the shooting that took place in Santa Fe, right? And then there's going to be those are the two main things that I recall. But if I'm not mistaken, that took place after, right? After the tragedy that I suffered, my family being lost. When those hot news topics occur, your story gets pushed to the back. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's reality. So that's why I'm telling you to act swiftly. So when that shooting took place in Santa Fe, guess what? The phone call stopped ringing. Beforehand, I was getting too many calls from media sources. All the news outlets that pops in your head, I got their number in my phone. They were calling me non-stop, right? And I just thought that this is just the way it was going to be for X amount of time. But that's not the truth. Because as soon as those major stories happen, that phone call started to die down. I'm looking at my phone, hey, ain't no more ringing. Some of those interview requests, I'm hitting them back up now. Hey, yo, what's up? You know, I'm trying to see what's going on. They give you the runaround. Yeah, people will engage in other activities. They will latch on to what's hot. So that's just the way it is. And unfortunately, it's just reality. So yes, act swiftly. Act swiftly. You must do this. It is imperative for you to act swiftly. If you don't, something else is going to happen. It's going to gain the attention of the masses, and they're going to move on to that while you're stuck wherever you're stuck at. Consistent. You must remain consistent. You must remain vigilant. What is it? Vigilant? I think that's the word. Yeah. But you must remain consistent. But that's with anything that you're attempting to accomplish. Consistency is key. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you do it, people are going to take you serious. They're going to be more familiar with your story. That way, they'll be able to empathize with you. You won't have to, I guess, I'm trying to think of the proper phrase, but once they're able to see things through your perspective, the message or your agenda, it makes it that much easier for you to move on to whatever stage you want to move on to when it comes to accomplishing your goals. So for me, my goal was always to get laws changed. And as long as I'm living, that's always going to be my goal. I just have to figure this thing out. Because, the motivation is not going anywhere. And the knowledge that I obtained throughout this ordeal, I can apply that at any time. So I got time for it, I just have to make up my mind when I'm going to get truly serious and really pursue something, and it'll come out the way that it normally does when I'm serious about something. I get it done. But yeah, remain consistent. Remaining consistent will send out the message that you are serious, that, this is not going away. People will respect your grind. They will respect your hustle. And more people will be attracted to whatever you're attempting to do because they see you're out there. And most people do respect hard work, dedication, passion, etc., etc. And then you'll have more people on board with similar experiences. Hey, there'll be more energy that give your, whatever that is you're trying to do, give it more life. And like I said, it's kind of tying to everything else I was saying. You start meeting different people of different walks of life with similar experiences. That's your networking. So whoever they know, hey, you're plugged into them, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. But you must remain consistent. Stay away from naysayers. I know people use the term haters or whatever they want to say, but I don't know. That's what I'm coming up with. Naysayers. This is one of the things that is very difficult because your naysayers, they come in the form of people who you know, people who you may respect, people who you love, etc., all that stuff, right? And you start revealing your plans to them. And they're going to come with those seeds of doubt. Once they start doing that, they have identified themselves as a naysayer. I'm not going to use the word hater, that's kind of strong. But I know in my situation, a lot of folks was talking and they really thought they were helping out, but nah, it was actually being counterproductive. So what you want to do is lean towards people who come with more of a positive mindset. People who are, it's going to be risk or doubts when you're setting out for a new venture. But if that's all that they're talking about and they're leading with that and they're stating this is the reason why X and X, whatever it is not going to work and why they're not going to get engaged or they're not 100% in whatever, or just being, they're bringing your mood down, you might want to step away from them. And that will also help in your healing process as well, because you're really not in a position to be taking on all that negative energy. Right now, you should be in a mindset of building and positivity and things of that nature. So people who are bringing that negative energy around you, talking about all of these doubts and all that, because I think some people don't even know that they're actually doing that. They're just talking and they're just being truthful. Hey, I'm speaking my truth, whatever they say. But yeah, when they start doing that consecutively, one time, all right. But if they keep doing it consecutively, nah, step away from them. They're going to bring you down. They're going to plant those seeds of doubt. They're not going to help you accomplish your goal anyway. So Your time and your attention needs to be with the folks who you can network with, who's bringing the positive aspects, who's bringing something to the table, not just all the negative talk. Hopefully the things that I've shared will help you out in your endeavor. I know it's a tough situation. It's a tough subject matter to discuss. And I'm speaking as if you're someone who has just joined the club of tragedy. I don't know how else to word it, but it's a club. You're not the only one. And unfortunately, there's going to be other people in this position. So this is why I'm making this video, to let people know on what you can do to help yourself and how to navigate through this turmoil, this tragedy, and whatever you have endured for your best interest. All right. And like I said, it's going to be maybe a 2 or 3 part series because I want to get more in depth and sharing more of my experiences, right? And people will learn just from that. But I don't want to make the video too long. Plus, I'm getting tired. My mouth getting dry. It's been a while. I'm rusty. All of that stuff. Still got my sense of humor. There's a lot of other stuff. Oh man, I've been wanting to talk about. Just with everything. But yeah, happy birthday, son. You know Daddy love you. You're always in my heart. Always. And till next time, peace.